Alrighty folks, let's get this first video set off. So first set of videos, playlist, yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Let's get this playlist set off with a bass that I use regularly for myself. For all of my Blood Angels so far, have used a dry desert type bass. This is the simple version. You can extrapolate and expand it into something a bit more complicated. But for now, let's start with a nice and simple, dry, cracked earth bass, shall we? So let's have a look at this and see what you think. So we have a primed bass, and we're just going to bass it in Xandri Dust. Now I am using an MDF bass here. Most of the time you'll be using plastic, but it really doesn't matter. This is one of those basses that you can do after you've finished painting your model, as long as the base is primed. As we go along these videos, I will tell you whether you can do this base after you've painted, or whether you need to pin your model to the base. We'll do pinning in the future as well. But for now, we've got a nice dry base coat of Xandri Dust, so we're just going to throw some Agrax Earthshade all over it. We're not going to be nice and neat. We want some variations in it, and you'll see that as it dries, it does not dry in a nice smooth coat. There's some dark spots, there's some light spots. That's what we want. And then over this base we're going to use a Grelin Earth, which is a texture paint from GW, and we're just gonna plop some of this stuff on and then start spreading it around. It's not done nice and neatly, it's not done nice and smoothly. Again, we want some variations in this technique. We don't want it nice and smooth, otherwise all the cracks are going to be the same sort of size. The thicker they are, the larger the chunks, the larger the cracks. As you can see here, some of the cracks are bigger than others. And once we've done that, we're just going to throw some Agrax Earthshade over it. This is really simple, guys. It's really, really simple. And you can imagine that you've already got your model on the base here, and all you would need to do is just put this stuff around the feet of your model and around the rest of the base. Nothing too technical, nothing too difficult. So far everything about this base has just been slap it on. It's not difficult, it's not technical. And then that's that drying. You can see now that you can really see the cracks because this wash has sunk into it. And when you come back with Xandri Dust, you can dry brush with regular paint. You do exactly the same thing. You put a little bit on your brush and you take most of it back off again. You don't have to use dry paints to dry brush. You just have to make sure you don't have much left on your brush at all. And all we're doing is just dry brushing over the whole thing. If your model's already on there, obviously you do want to catch your model a little bit, just to give some dusty look. Then we're just going to highlight with Screaming Skull. It's as simple as that, using the same dirty brush. I did do a dry brushing video, which I'll link. And there we are, and that's done. It's really that simple. Nothing is complicated about this. And then once you've done all of that there, you can then do the rim of the base in any colour you like. And that's pretty much it. Let's close it down. And there we go. Alright, so it's nice and simple. Yeah, I keep trying to get video of the crackle paint doing its stuff while it's drying, but Windows Movie Maker doesn't seem to like long videos, so yeah. But yeah, it's really that simple. So we give it a base because obviously you're going to see through the crackle it up, and then a dry brush. I've got some more crackle medium bases to do in the future, and essentially they all follow pretty much this recipe. We just use different colours, but we'll get to those in the future. You could add some rocks to this before you prime it, in which case you can change the area. After you've finished painting it, you could stick on a few tufts of grass. I think I'll leave it with this for now. We can do one of those kind of slightly more complicated bases. It's not really complicated, but slightly more involved bases, I think, in the future. But other than that, that's that done. So they just, there you go. That's that. That's the first base done. There's more to come, so feel free to make sure you hit the subscribe button at the bottom there, and the bell button next to it, so you don't miss a single video. So you can see all of my base ideas. I've got plenty of them up here, coming soon. So there's that, and also below there's all my links to my various social media, Facebook, Instagram, so on and so forth. And if you want to help support the channel, my Patreon link is down there as well. Or if you don't want to do Patreon, my PayPal's down there as well. If you want to help support the channel, throw £1 my way or whatever you want to do. But feel free, don't feel obliged to do any of that. Feel free to do so at your leisure. So, thank you for watching this one. I'll catch you in the next one. Ta-ra.